Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Thursday night slash Friday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. The markets are trending up. It's been really exciting. The Fed reduced interest rates by 25 basis points, confirming what I thought was already priced in, but that actually moved the markets up even more. TradFi and crypto are both doing well. Some interesting developments in the crypto space, and let's go ahead and get over to those. I'll share my screen. Okay, and first, I didn't know this, but I saw on Twitter that BNB, Binance's coin, broke $1,000 briefly and then dipped back down to current 986. But I had no idea it was moving like this. It's not something I trade very often because it tends to be kind of slow. But yeah, it was hanging around between say $600 and $800 for quite a while. I didn't even know it snuck up to 850. So that's kind of amazing. If you own some BNB, then that one is doing really well right now. On the Twitter side, yeah, this is the post that made me aware of it. The top trending coins tend to be those with ETFs and surging market activity, and just some of the, say, what we call the blue chip altcoins, even including Doge. So Doge and XRP are doing well. So it's a good day to be a crypto trader. Um, and then the Bitcoin chart, this is the day chart. It's above all the EMAs at 2050 and 200, trending above. We have not broken the 220,000 point yet. I'd like to see it do that, shoot up to about 125 and hang around there for a while. But September generally is a down month for Bitcoin and crypto. So I'm curious to see if this rate cut provides enough stimulus to make September 2025 a positive month. I'm not holding my breath on that, but it could be volatile. And then Ethereum has broken the 4,500 resistance, and actually 4,800 is where we're looking to go. It's nudged up there, 4,800, 4,700 a couple times, but hasn't held it. So 4,600 now. So it seems to be in a range between 4,500 and about 4,800. So, but again, above all the EMAs at 2015 200. So still looking pretty good on the day chart. Okay, any questions, comments, anything to talk about generally in crypto before we go to the info sources and find some day trades and swing trades? All right, well, I've got my crypto bubble site up. This is my usual first go to look for something to follow today. As you can see, it's mostly a green day, a few negatives. Actually, these are coins that have pumped a lot lately that are probably just correcting a little bit. If I scroll down, I'm going to sort by the day, and there's quite a few here I could follow if I wanted to. Mutable X up 21%. I was following that one yesterday. Polkadot, 11%. That's pretty good for that one. Avalanche was on my list yesterday, as was Curve. So those were the three I was following yesterday. Um, got Say, Gala, OP was another one I was following. Stacks. These are all coins I like to trade that are all up here in the top trending coins of the day. TIA, Link, ICP, Hedera. Yeah, these are all good coins to trade. And I've got my Carbon software up. This is my manual account, and this is how I make trades. And you see these fours here, stage four, that means it had to make four rebuys until it was profitable. So uh, 4 out of 5, my last trades had to make additional purchases, ladder buying technique, until I could get out of them a profit. And I essentially got a 1% profit on a chart at 10x leverage for 10% profit. The one that did an entry was 15%. That's my usual goal. So you might see me going back and forth to this to actually make a trade. This is not available to the general public yet. It's it's similar to 3 commas and some of those third-party softwares, but quite a bit easier to use for manual trading. Um, all right, so over to crypto bubbles. Let's look at IMX and get back to the 15-minute chart. All right, that's on my list. It's at the top of the zone. So we're late on this one. It hasn't dipped below the 20 on the RTI since Monday, but you can see it made a huge move from there. Here's the dip. And then when it broke above, it just kept going for quite a while. Yeah, that happened right about here. And it did 22%, then dipped, hit that again, dipped, went a little higher, 24% Wednesday, and then really took off. So this one's been moving lately. You might want to catch the next dip, maybe down below 50. Here's some action here below 50. I think that's the one I'm going to do. So I'm going to right click on my RTI, relative trend index, crossing up on the 50, once per bar close. This is crypto bubbles. Notifications, leave those as is. Click create. So yeah, you see this heavy dotted line here on the 50. So when it dips below the 50 and breaks back up, I'll get that alert and I can decide if I want to take that day trade. So okay, so that's how I'm handling IMX at the moment. Let's go to the swing trade layout. And no surprise, we're at the top of that range as well on the 1 hour chart. So a little bit late on that. On the 4 hour, same. 8 hour day. Yeah, IMX is basically just an all-time high. Not really. If we go to the week chart, got in now and went to the red zone, which happens here. So 188% in 480 days, about a year and a half to get that amount. Way longer than I want to be in the trade, but for those of you who are longer term hodlers, you might want to look at this one. But yeah, the week chart's not something I usually look at. You could try to ride this that if it breaks through this area, looks like it wants to break through the red zone and then try to catch the trend. Um, that's something you may want to consider as well. So, any questions on IMX? All right. Um, let's look at AVAX. Actually, I'm just going to bring up my alert from yesterday on that. You can recycle alerts on TradingView if you want to. Uh, Maybe I didn't follow that yesterday. It was a few days ago. That was on Wednesday. So if you're too lazy to do a brand new alert, you can edit an old one. Hit the edit button. It's got my 80-20 zone here for potential shorts and longs. and everything else set up correctly. Entering a channel, 80-20, once per bar close. I tried some of the timed expirations, and that was hit and miss. So I'll just have to go back to turning these off manually at night. I'll click save, and that should, yeah. So now I've got the rectangle here on the 80 and the 20 on the RTI. I can potentially short this, but on my shorts, if it just kind of nudges down below the 80, I don't do that. If it spikes down hard, like a straight line, and then I look at Bitcoin, it's trending down as well, then that's more of a short I'm inclined to take. But I passed a lot of shorts yesterday that were just kind of nudging below on the RTI. Okay, so that's the day trade option. On a swing, actually, I haven't taken many swings lately because my swing trade budget is kind of depleted. Yeah, we're at the top of the zone on the hour. You might see this on a lot of coins today. 4 hour, 8 hour, and day chart. Yeah, pretty much played out. You have to go to the week chart to find a retrace. So you could set an alert here around $36. If it breaks above, uh, and then try to catch that trend. That's not something I really teach very often. I know the Crypt Nation guys do, but I don't really trade like that very much. Forgot what it's called, break, dip, and go, or something like that, right? Something like that. I think that's something Brendan likes to do. Okay, so that's AVAX. Let's see what else we have. Do one more on crypto bubbles, and we'll head over to another source. Look at Say. I think that one's on Coinbase, I believe. Okay, yeah, it's the same. It's above the 80 on the RTI. So, but it did dip on Wednesday quite a bit and then took off nicely right about here. Little dip and then 7%, eventually 9%, and then 11%. So a nice move, but took a while, took a few days. So right click on the RTI to set your alert. If you're trading long, you might just want to go with crossing up on the 20 or the 50. Actually, only once. I'm going to put this on my, that's not what I want. Go with handbell. No, I'm not on. All right, guys. I'm a little out of practice. I was doing the swing trade setup because I've done that with this coin before, and didn't realize I'm on the day trade layout. So the day trade alerts at this point. Head back over to the 1 hour swing trade, and you could just catch the next buy entry. Might be the way to go on this one. So right click on this, add an alert, direction change if you want to go both directions. SuperTrend buy only once. Click create, and that'll let me know after it cycles through a sell and then another buy signal, which I'm hoping will be around here somewhere. And then, 9%. Not a bad swing trade if it's short. Okay, so that's it for say. Let's head out of crypto bubbles and let's go to CoinGecko. There's Coin Market Cap and a few other free sources as well. They work pretty similarly. Then they have other information that they provide.
Yeah, no problem. Anything for you, love. Yeah.
Isaac, you might want to mute yourself, bud.
Oh, sorry.
But I appreciate the affection. Okay, so we're on CoinGecko now, and it usually sorts based on volume. So I'm going to sort it based on what's pumping, and we'll see some duplication. You've got IMX, Avalanche, DOT again near. So look at OP, maybe DOT as well. Let's look at DOT. I haven't looked at that one in a while. Is there any news on this one? Not really. All right, so we're at the top of the zone on this one. This is something I consider shorting. So I think I'm going to set an alert on this. Entering a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close. This is CoinGecko. Go back to 3 notes reverb. Create. So if this dips below the 80 with some force, I'd be inclined to take a short on that. If it just nudges down like right here, then probably not. All right, so let's look at swing trade. And we're in the top of the zone again on the 1 hour, 8 hour. The day chart is a retrace to 12% in 130 days. Care for that. On the week chart, this one has massive retrace potential. I remember this being quite a bit higher. Here's 95% up to $12 in late 24. Again in March of 24. And it's way up here, over $50 in 21. So those are some long-term holds, but could be useful, especially if you're a dot fan. Okay, that's about it for Polkadot. And let's look at something we haven't looked at in a while. Optimism, maybe. E-chain, Jupiter, Link. Optimism. Okay, that's another one that is well above the 80 at the moment. This one's had some fake outs on some shorts. So I'm kind of reluctant to set that alert. So I might go just above 50, break above 50 on this. I know we're only on TI. You can also choose cross over 50. Super bar close. Gecko. Create. And that line should be. Let's look at mine. Yeah, crossover 50. Doesn't make a line, I guess. I choose that option. Okay, so that's the day trade. Let's go to a swing. And again, top of the zone. The day chart. If you want to hold on for 200 days, it could be 40%. So, the longer term trades with our retrace strategy is less obvious. So you may have to use some other strategies if you want to do some swing trading in this market. Any questions or comments or additional coins you want to look at? Okay, you got some more participation than on Monday night's call than tonight as far as that goes. But anyway, so this will be the pretty typical call. Um, I'll go through two free resources and look at a few different options. And there'll be, since there's considerable overlap, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the second source. But again, these are options you can use as opposed to paid sources that could provide information on coins to follow. I'll probably keep looking around to find something that incorporates sentiment, like Altcoin Alert. I like that about that program. And if I can find something that does that for free, well, that would be even more useful to my attendees. So that's the plan overall for now. I will let you guys go and we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.